In 2022, David Burke was a homeschooled teenager in Houston playing Fortnite. To stop getting copyright strikes on his gaming streams, he began recording his own tracks on his phone in his sister's closet, going by D4v. That bedroom experiment resulted in billions of streams and platinum-certified hits like Romantic Homicide. Within months, he was performing at Coachella and sharing stages with major industry icons like SZA. He was marketed as a visionary Gen Z idol, an artist whose success felt intrinsically tied to his DIY roots and the fiercely loyal internet fanbase that followed his every move. This trajectory established a level of creative credibility that separated him from manufactured pop acts. To his fans, he was the ultimate example of digital age success. But that reputation collided with a different reality in September 2025, when the focus shifted to a quiet neighborhood in the Hollywood Hills. Workers at a local tow yard reported a foul odor coming from an impounded car, a 2023 Tesla Model Y, that had been towed after appearing to be abandoned. Inside the vehicle's trunk, investigators made a gruesome discovery: 2 cadaver bags containing the dismembered remains of a teenage girl. When detectives ran the vehicle's registration, the name on the file was David Burke. Investigators were now forced to bridge the gap between the white Tesla in the tow yard and the platinum-selling artist who owned it. The victim was 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. She had been reported missing from Lake Elsinore, California in April 2024. Her family told police that on the day she disappeared, Celeste said she was on her way to watch a movie with a boy named David. Throughout Celeste's disappearance, Burke was heavily visible, conducting a high-profile press tour for his debut album, Withered. The album centered on the blindfolded, murderous alter ego named IT4MI, who committed crimes that the D4vid persona, acting as a detective, would solve. Burke publicly called IT4MI a creative outlet for manifesting his own intrusive thoughts, chaos, and pain. As Burke marketed this fictional murder lore to millions, a real missing persons case with physical ties to his life was unfolding in the background. While law enforcement worked the physical evidence, internet sleuths began cross-referencing Burke's music videos and lyrics with the known details of Celeste's disappearance. They cited lyrics regarding bloody sandals and a video featuring a murdered girl as the character's first victim. They even pointed to a matching SSHH tattoo. An Atwood magazine interview added another layer. Burke discussed personal heartbreak, saying, "I realized my words have so much power. I prophetically spoke that over my own life." Originally framed as artistic growth, in the context of a homicide investigation, the tone changed entirely. The world-building Burke had carefully presented to his fans was now being used by those same fans to re-examine the timeline of the investigation. While the internet debated the lore, the LAPD built a case based on forensics. A secret grand jury probe was convened, and search warrants were executed at Burke's former residence, while subpoenas were issued to his family members in Texas. The professional fallout arrived before the public charges. Tours were canceled midway through, and major brand collaborations were quietly withdrawn. The collision of his surging digital fame and the physical evidence of the crime demonstrated that a public persona cannot outrun a forensic investigation. On April 16, 2026, David Burke was arrested in Los Angeles and held without bail on suspicion of murder. His attorneys released a statement vigorously denying the allegations, maintaining that the evidence would prove he did not cause Celeste's death. The career erasure was instantaneous. Promotion was pulled by major labels, brand deals were terminated, and community forums were locked. A multi-million-dollar cultural empire was dismantled in a single day. The music industry frequently rewards artists who create dark, cinematic universes to drive social media engagement and virality. We are conditioned to see musicians adopt violent aesthetics as a performance. But in the D4vd's case, the boundary between a fictional character and an actual atrocity disappeared. It leaves an unsettling question for a culture that monetizes performative darkness. How do we distinguish between an artist playing a role and a real-world predator? When the art mirrors the reality this closely, the audience is left wondering if they were fans of the music or unwitting consumers of a confession.